It's Monday, May 11th.
This operation requires the cooperation of 23 countries.
More cases of hantavirus have been reported this morning as people from an outbreak hit crews head home around the world. Another setback with U.S. President Donald Trump quickly rejecting Iran's response to a U.S. ceasefire proposal, calling it totally unacceptable. And the Grey Cup champion Roughriders back on the field. Training camp is open. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. Welcome to Your Morning Saskatchewan. I'm Daryl.
And I'm Janelle. Happy Monday.
Big, exciting day. We have the Premier in studio a little bit later on this hour, so stay tuned for that. Also, if you're a fan of the rain, we got a little bit of that for you.
We do. Some thunderstorms on the way even, which I'm personally very excited for. So there's something to look forward to if you love that. As
long as they hit the southwest corner where it's a little bit dry for those farmers out there, because other farmers are dealing with some other things. We'll talk about that right now in news. Some farmers are back in their fields in many parts of the prairies, busy planting this year's crop. But for others in flood zones across our province, it could take weeks before they start seeding. Another setback as producers already struggle with the high cost of fuel and fertilizer. Alison Bamford has more on the triple threat.
A lakeside view that would almost be serene if it wasn't in the middle of the Hoey family's field.
This was technically pretty much all seeded last year.
Normally, Joel Hoey would be in the field by now, planting this year's crops. But floodwaters are pushing back his timeline at least 2 to 3 weeks.
We're not anywhere close. It is what it is, but at the same time, it's really just starting to eat away at your bottom line.
Last year, this entire field was wheat. Hoey and his family were hoping to plant peas here this year. Likely not going to happen now unless all of this water recedes in a hurry.
Rising price of fuel, the high cost of inputs, and then you got this situation that we have starting later. It's a real kind of a bummer.
The area and dozens of others are under states of emergency, leading to seeding delays across the province.
Later seeding just will likely translate into lower yields.
That is, if some crops are seeded at all. Farmers have until mid-June to plant their crops in order for them to be covered under insurance.
I'm pretty sure there's going to be quite a few acres going unseeded this spring just because they're just too wet to get into in a timely basis.
Even when things dry up, flood-damaged roads will make it hard to get heavy equipment anywhere. But there's reassurance from Saskatchewan's agriculture minister that road repairs will be a priority.
We're going to try and work as quickly as we can. Obviously, you got to wait till the water's gone.
It's not the start Hoey wanted, but he's not writing off the year just yet.
We're doing all our due diligence to get everything ready to go.
Hoping for a smooth season once seeding gets underway. Alison Bamford, CTV News, near Paddockwood, Saskatchewan.
4 Canadians who were on that cruise ship hit with a hantavirus outbreak, now in quarantine in British Columbia. The Canadians landed in Quebec before reaching their final destination in BC. BC's top doctor says the 4 Canadians are not showing symptoms. They will be isolating for at least 21 days, dating back to May 6th. We are now learning about more cases as passengers from the ship head home to countries around the world. 3 people have died, but the World Health Organization head says the risk to the public is low.
Not worry. It doesn't mean that there are no issues here, but it means we can handle it, and it can be handled.
A plane carrying 18 people from that cruise ship arrived in Nebraska this morning. U.S. officials say 1 American has tested positive. Another person is showing mild symptoms. In France, officials say 1 of the 5 passengers taken to Paris started showing symptoms on the flight. That person has since tested positive. There were around 130 people from more than 20 countries around the world on that ship. Everyone is expected to be off of that ship by today. Greenhouses across Saskatoon had one of their busiest weekends of the season. Jeremy Dodge Script says greenhouses, but I'd argue just about anywhere selling flowers had a busy weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the theme as a really nice weekend descended upon at least the Saskatoon area. And the owner of Saskatoon's Dutch Growers says staff spends months preparing for Mother's Day weekend. It is often busy because of the occasion and because of the time of year. Many are starting their gardens during this time. For lots of families, heading to the greenhouse has become a Mother's Day tradition.
For some people, it's nostalgic. It's a tradition that they've always done with their mom. They've always come and strolled the aisles, picked up a Mother's Day arrangement or basket. For others, it's just maybe a planting hobby that mom likes to do, and so everybody has to come along with her and join in and be with her and spend some time with her on Mother's Day.
Anyone who did some plant shopping over the weekend is advised to wait until overnight temperatures stay above -5 degrees before starting their gardens. And also this weekend, Saskatchewan Roughriders training camp. It is now in full swing. Sunday marked first practice with veteran players alongside the rookies. For the first time since 1991, the Riders will be playing a preseason game in Saskatoon at Griffith Stadium, which has been the team's host for training camp for the past several years.
It was excellent, man. It's so awesome. Last night, just seeing everybody piled into one room. You can tell the intensity of practice is a little higher. The speed is obviously faster. Hell of a day one.
First preseason game next Monday, the 18th in Calgary, and then they return to Griffith Stadium to host the Winnipeg Blue Bombers Saturday, May 23rd. All right, Daryl, some ideas to impact student project showcase happening in Regina over the weekend.
Yeah, STEM, of course, science, technology, engineering, and math. About 25 people at the Saskatchewan Science Centre on Saturday did some robotics, 3D design, and created some videos. This student showing off his 6-legged hexapod.
Multiple and countless sectors like automation. You might see like robotic arms in factories that's doing all the sorting and that pipeline type of stuff, or robot delivery, or even agriculture, right? To me, robot has countless opportunities for people to apply creative thinking and solutions to.
Person's probably screaming at that creepy robot. Police in the nation's capital are sharing details of a shocking traffic stop. Ottawa police released this image of a U-Haul van stopped Friday night. They say the 17-year-old driver had a dozen teenagers in the cargo area, some of them seated on a sofa while driving around on the road. The driver is now facing a stunt driving charge. A crash in the Delta BC area south of Vancouver left a motorbike hanging off a traffic light. You heard me right. Take a look. There it is. Crash between the motorcycle and car happened on Saturday. Police say the driver of the bike had serious but non-life-threatening injuries. The driver of the car, of course, not injured. Police say speed was a factor in the crash, but didn't say how fast the vehicles were going. An Ottawa teenager is facing stunt driving charges for taking... we did this already. Let's skip right through that story and go right to this. The Montreal Canadiens pick up a big win over the Buffalo Sabres last night.
Field up high, Hudson moving in, passes over, scores!
Cole Caulfield scored on the power play in the second period to break the game open for the Habs. Montreal would go on to win 6-2. They now have a 2-1 series lead over the Buffalo Sabres. Montreal has also won 2 games in a row for the first time during these playoffs. Game 4 goes tomorrow night at the Bell Center. Let's get over to the code word of the day. And Janelle Lippi, good morning.
Good morning. Wake up and win with CTV your morning and Affinity Credit Union. We could pay your bills with a massive $20,000. Imagine what you could do with an extra 20 grand. The possibilities are endless. Today's code word is bank. You can head to the contest page at ctvsaskatoon.ca or ctvregina.ca or scan that QR code on your screen. Enter bank with your info for your chance to win the Your Morning $20,000 Pay Your Bills contest, powered by Affinity Credit Union, and Affinity for you. Now let's take a look at what these temperatures are giving us here to start off our week. We're not starting off too terrible. 10 degrees to kick off this Monday in Regina. Starting to see those clouds gathering. We are expecting some rain and even the potential of thunderstorms to hit around 11 a.m. So a couple more hours, we can start to see that headed our way. Over to Saskatoon now. Saskatoon friends experiencing that rain to start their morning. This afternoon, things will clear up, and then closer to 6 p.m. this evening, you can start to see that rain returning. 14 degrees currently, 17 km/h wind speeds. Now let's take a look at some of these current temperatures that we have throughout the province. Buffalo Narrows at 7 degrees, Spiritwood at 11, Nipawin and Hudson Bay both at 7, South End 3. The Battlefords at 13 degrees, East End at 10 along with Weyburn and Estevan. Yorkton sitting at 6 and Wynyard 8. Now for our future cast, we can see that rain moving through the province. A little system once again returning to Saskatoon a little bit later. As for Regina though, we can start to see that taper off throughout the afternoon. Now for our highs, the Battleford seeing about 21 degrees, Prince Albert 19, Yorkton sitting at 20, Weyburn 24, and a little bit of a windier day, Moose Jaw 23, but again, seeing that rain really across the boards here in the province. Now for a 7-day forecast. Today in Regina, seeing 22 degrees for our high. Again, those thunderstorms beginning to roll in, but tomorrow those skies are clearing up. 22 degrees as well on Tuesday for that high, and on Wednesday, 26. The rest of the week is beautiful. We're wrapping things up on Friday with 19. We'll get through the weekend Saturday at 18 degrees, a little bit of cloud cover in the sky, and on Sunday, some more rain returning and 13 degrees. Over to Saskatoon now, 21 degrees as today's high. Tomorrow seeing about 23. Wednesday, things warming up even more to 27. Thursday, 22. Friday, seeing some more rain returning, but still 18 degrees. And on Sunday, we can expect to see a little bit more precipitation heading through the province. 12 degrees and 3 Sunday night for the low.
Every parent wants the best for their children, and for those born with disabilities, it can be heartbreaking to know they could face limitations in life. That's what one couple was facing when their children were born without the ability to hear due to an extremely rare condition. But then there was a life-changing breakthrough. Caitlin Pearson reports.
It's a home full of laughter, family, and playful moments like this. It was also one once filled with the deafening sound of silence for 3-year-old Emrys and 5-year-old Reagan, until a revolutionary gene therapy treatment helped them find what they were missing.
Before the kids got their surgery, they were very quiet. It's almost like they didn't know that they had voices. One of the things that Reagan used to do that was adorable when she talked to you is she just kind of move her lips, right? So to be silent, she'd be like, "Hey, that's just fine."
Silence is no longer an issue for Reagan and Emrys. Both were born with a rare genetic disorder impacting between 20 to 50 newborns in the U.S. each year called auditory neuropathy spectrum disorder.
Basically, their hardware is good, their software is faulty for whatever reason, that the inner ear hair cells that conduct the sound to the brain aren't functioning.
A little more than a year ago, Joshua and Aaron heard of an experimental gene therapy that, if successful, could restore Reagan and Emrys' hearing. The results? Just listen.
Can you hear Mom?
Reagan.
Emrys. Now the other one.
Yeah. You end up in this very difficult position as a parent where it's like, okay, you'd prefer that the child makes that choice. But if you wait for the child to be at an age where they can make that choice isn't possible for them.
We just said, if they get older, if they get into their 20s and they find out that we could have done this for them because it's, now the standard of care for their type of deafness, are they going to be angry with us? And likely, so that's why we did that.
It's a decision that now fills the Eller household with moments like this.
We became one of the loudest households in central New York pretty rapidly.
Learning together a new language, one that starts with family and ends with one of the greatest sounds any parent could hear.
I love you.
Health Report, brought to you in part by SEIU West, Saskatchewan's first healthcare union.
In case you missed it, a rare blue diamond graded fancy vivid blue could sell for as much as $12 million.
Chump change for someone like you.
Exactly. It's up for auction in Geneva this week. It's said to be practically a perfect stone and is internally flawless. It's part of a collection of a number of blue diamonds going under the hammer in Switzerland.
What did they say? Internally flawless.
Internally flawless.
Is that on your business card?
Exactly.
It's what we all strive to be.
That's right.
What do you do with that? Do you wear that? I don't know.
Heavily insure it, I guess.
Yeah.
And wear it with pride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess.
I will never know. Question of the day, Tom.
It's a mystery.
I was just thinking the ring that I got Sarah isn't worth that. But I had bought some sort of insurance where you could put it in a blender and scrape up as many pieces as you can and drop it and they'll give you a new one. Like,
just in case.
Oh, and that, yeah, I don't know. Question of the day. What's one small thing you're looking forward to this week?
Yeah.
Maybe it's today's thunderstorm if you're out in the southwest and you need some rain in your fields.
Yep, we want to hear what you are starting off your week with that is good. You can text us at 10400. Standard message and data rates may apply, or you can scan that QR code. We are so excited to
JD, what are you looking forward to?
Well, I've got Thursday, Friday off ahead of a long weekend.
Nice.
It's for a dance competition, but
what disciplines are you going to be doing?
Me? I will be clapping, driving, cheering, and paying out the
wazoo.
Yeah.
Let us know what your answer is at home. We're going to be right back in just a moment with your rural forecast.
When you're up as early as we are, often the only sound to greet you outside is the sound of the birds. And that is what Mike Siona is learning all about this morning, talking about our winged friends. Mike?
Yes, that's exactly right, because May is Migratory Bird Month. And we are here with Jan Shattuck talking about Bird Safe Saskatoon and all of the things that we are doing to keep our migratory friends, our winged friends, safe this month specifically. How come?
Well, May is really the month that all of those birds that migrated south come back to Saskatoon and through Saskatoon up to the boreal forest. And I am Living Sky Wildlife Rehabilitation, which is where I work, is part of a greater group called Bird Friendly Saskatoon. And so we are working with Nature Canada to convince Saskatoon to become certified as a bird-friendly city. And what that means is that we are taking steps to encourage people to recognize beautiful birds around them, value them, and take steps to support them, whether it is water or food or safe windows. The group is comprised of Living Sky Wildlife Rehabilitation, Nature Wild About Saskatoon, and the Saskatoon Nature Society, and the Saskatchewan Light Pollution Abatement Committee, because lights at night also confuse birds. So there's lots of different things out there that can get in the way of a safe migration, and our job is to hopefully convince Saskatoon to become a safe haven for these birds.
Very cool, and it makes sense. They, we watched the pelicans. We're with bated breath to see them come back. They have returned in April. Why is it so important then for all of us to consider our winged friends in a way that maybe we haven't?
I think people don't realize the services, if you will, that birds provide. They pollinate things. They eat all those nasty insects that none of us actually like. So if we stop putting out pesticides, then they will actually eat them, which is fantastic. They pollinate our plants. They actually plant trees by virtue of eating those seeds and then flying somewhere else and pooping them out and dropping them. So birds are a necessary component of our ecosystem. If we did not have birds, the human race would actually probably disappear in about 2 years.
Wow, there you go. The more that you learn, and we're going to keep learning about it here as the morning continues. And the most exciting thing, precipitation falling. It's rain, not snow.
Thankfully.
Wonderful, Mike. Good news all around. We look forward to seeing you a little more throughout the morning.
School Day Forecast is brought to you by CAA, School Safety Patrol, working together to keep our school zone safe. In Regina, by the time you get onto the bus, it'll be 10 degrees. By lunchtime, 22, and starting to see some of that rain rolling in. Final bell brings us to 21 degrees and those thunderstorms. In Saskatoon, it'll be 14 by the time you get onto the bus and seeing some of that precipitation. Things are clearing up by lunchtime, bringing us to 18 degrees and final bell sitting at 20. Taking a look now at gas prices. In Regina, the common cost to fill up is $185.9. You can find regular fuel for as low as $165.9. And in Saskatoon, the common cost is $184.9. The lowest you might find is $177.9. Taking a look at farm markets, the street price of canola is $713 per ton, and the futures price is $743.20 per ton. Amber durum wheat is $278.59 per ton, and red spring wheat is $287.93 per ton. And the Canadian dollar begins the day trading at 73.07 cents US. Coming up in about 15 minutes, Premier Scott Moe is on set. We'll sit down to discuss energy, flooding, healthcare, and more. Stay with us.
Welcome to your morning. U.S. President Donald Trump is calling Iran's response to the latest U.S. ceasefire totally unacceptable. This is what U.S. President Trump posted to Truth Social following Iran's response. It's the latest setback in efforts to resolve the 10-week-old conflict that's halted shipping and sent fuel prices soaring. Iran's state media said Tehran rejected the initial proposal from the U.S. as amounting to surrender. Tehran's proposal included an immediate end to the war on all fronts, a halt to the U.S. naval blockade of Iranian ports, and guarantees of no further attacks on Iran.
Enrichment sites that have to be dismantled. There are still proxies that Iran supports. There are ballistic missiles that they still want to produce.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said Iran's stockpile of enriched uranium must be taken out before the war against Iran can be considered over. In an interview with CBS's 60 Minutes, Netanyahu says there is still work that needs to be done, including dismantling Iran's nuclear infrastructure and preventing it from rebuilding its missile program. A powerful storm that ripped through London, Ontario over the weekend has not been confirmed as a tornado, although the damage is extensive.
Swirling through the air off into the field, and then I watched the roof of our hay shed fall in front of me.
The roof landed over there on the other side of the property, and the walls and other pieces of the barn collapsed onto the barn that was right beside it. We'll be looking at all that damage, trying to piece things together, see if we can determine exactly what happened.
Researchers at Western University's Northern Tornadoes Project are still assessing the damage, but experts say it wasn't a tornado. According to Environment Canada, the storm on Saturday afternoon was caused by a cold front moving through the region with estimated wind speeds up to 90 kilometers an hour. The winds also took out some trees and knocked over this giant solar panel with a massive cement base. One witness says he watched a pickup truck get thrown into a ditch by the storm. No injuries have been reported. Dozens gathered on Saturday to celebrate the King's birthday luncheon at the Atlas Hotel in Regina. It was hosted by the Monarchist League of Canada's South Saskatchewan branch. They invited former Canadian High Commissioner to the United Kingdom, Ralph Goodale, to speak about King Charles III.
Just about this time last year, when he came to Canada to open the new session of Parliament following the most recent federal election, and delivered a throne speech, which is in part crafted by the government, but some key parts of it are written by His Majesty himself, including the punchline when he defended the sovereignty of Canada, paid tribute to the true north, strong and free.
Goodale says King Charles III has been invited to Saskatchewan sometime this year for the 150th anniversary of Treaty 6. One of Canada's longest-running community theatre groups marked its centennial over the weekend. Regina Little Theatre held a gala featuring highlights from 100 years of performances. Wayne Mantika reports.
Wonderful time. Members of Regina Little Theatre took to the stage with a number dating back to when the theatre company was formed. Regina Little Theatre was created 100 years ago to fill a need in the city.
This was before television. Radio had just become a popular medium, but people still craved live entertainment, and the only live theater you could get at that time was traveling companies. And it was thought, we want more regular, dependable theater that we can get, and if we can put it on ourselves, they figured there was enough talent in the city.
It's the second longest running community theater in Canada. Only Ottawa's has been performing longer. Over the decades, many renowned actors began their careers with Regina Little Theatre.
The current most famous one is Tatiana Maslany, who is She-Hulk, you know, and John Vernon, of course, who had an illustrious career in movies and theater. Shirley Douglas, Francis Hyland, Paul Nolan is now doing his 11th Broadway show.
The centennial was marked by a gala at the Regina Performing Arts Centre. Carol Gay Bell has been involved for decades.
So I came out and auditioned for a play in 1958 and got a role. And after that, I just probably did a show every year for years and years and years.
Regina Little Theatre is marking its centennial season with repeat performances of shows from the past 100 years as it continues its historic run into the next century. Wayne Mantika, CTV News, Regina.
Canada's off to a strong start at the World Hockey Championships.
Attention, Célébrini, et le but pour Célébrini, tout seul comme un grand garçon.
Macklin Celebrini scoring the goal, getting 3 assists in Canada's 6-1 win over France in pre-tournament action. Canada's first preliminary round game in the tournament is Friday morning against Sweden. Janelle Lippi is in our weather center. Mother Nature's getting a hand between Manitou Beach and Watrous. Robin sending this photo in to us. A little irrigating.
Beautiful, beautiful shot.
The important part is the blue skies there. We can have more of those?
Exactly. Well, not today so much. We will start to see them a little bit later on this afternoon for Regina. But for now, we're expecting to see some rain coming. Let's take a look at our current temperature at 10 degrees. Seeing 13 km/h wind speeds. Again, expecting to see that rain really start here this morning and some thunderstorms even expected around 11 a.m. Over to Saskatoon now, 14 degrees. Wind a little stronger at about 17 km/h. And again, rain, lots of rain moving through the province today. Let's take a look right now at some of these current temperatures. Buffalo Narrows at 7 degrees, Spiritwood at 11, Hudson Bay and Nipawin both at 7. Melfort sitting at 8 degrees, the Battleford's at 13, East End at 10, Weyburn 10 as well, and Yorkton 6, Wynyard currently at 8. Now for our highs, again, across the boards, we're seeing that precipitation. The Battleford's at 21 for their high today. Prince Albert 19. Yorkton 19 as well. Estevan sitting at 24 along with Weyburn. Moose Jaw 23 and Swift Current 20 with some stronger wind gusts. Now for our 5-day forecast, here's what we can expect for the week. Today in Regina, hitting that high of about 22 degrees and around 11, seeing those thunderstorms rolling in. However, those skies are clearing up tomorrow with 22 degrees. Wednesday, 26, a beautiful week ahead of us. Thursday, 25, and Friday, 19. Now for Saskatoon, 21 degrees here today. Expecting to see a little bit more for the clear skies than what we're seeing here in Regina. But again, that precipitation rather will be coming back around Saskatoon and surrounding areas a little bit later on this evening around 6 p.m. Tomorrow, seeing some sunshine with 23 degrees. Wednesday, a beautiful 27. Thursday, 22. And Friday, a little bit more rain. 18 degrees as that high and 7 that night for the low.
Last week, the NDP in this province said they obtained a document that now places the cost of refurbishing coal-fired power plants in this province at $26 billion. Groups came out over the weekend and said that number is a little bit inflated. The Premier has said this as much as well. He's in studio with us this morning. Mr. Moe, thank you for being here.
Thank you, Daryl.
We've talked at length about coal-fired plants and the cost to refurbish these. Let's focus a little bit less on that and a little bit more on the future of energy in this province. Are we still working towards nuclear? How valuable are these plants that we're refurbishing in terms of just powering our province forward?
Yeah, well, the most affordable way to power our province for the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years until we're able to make that nuclear transition is to utilize every asset that we have today, not turn off 1 megawatt of power that is operating today, so that we can power the mines that are operating today, being built today, power all of the investments that are being made here in this province, which are in excess of $60 billion as we speak.
How far away from nuclear could we be?
Right now, the process to find your way to a nuclear plant is about 13, 14 years. It's a long regulatory process. We're 5 or 6 years into that in the Estevan area, starting to look at the potential for large-scale nukes in another area of the province as well, to really power our future into, for decades and generations in an affordable, reliable way, and that is the focus of Saskatchewan Power Corporation and the government.
We're talking about flooding in the newscast. We'll talk a little bit about here. You're a farmer. You've got land. How is your land so far?
Well, we were dry last fall in our particular area, up in kind of the northwestern grain belt, I suppose. But up the east side, challenging. It's really challenging because they had a lot of moisture and there's a lot of roads gone out. But what the government, again, and communities, I think, have done is stand shoulder to shoulder to try to keep homes safe. We can fix roads. We need to keep our homes safe.
How much support can we offer to some of these images are incredible.
Yeah, they really are. And the water, it all melted in a week. We had 5 feet of snow roughly in our area. It all left in a week. That's a lot of water to move somewhere, and it usually moves downhill. We have the SBSA, Ministry of Highways, a number of other organizations just really out supporting first, making sure the water isn't going into homes or protecting homes to the best degree we can. And then moving on, and we're going to have a lot of roads that we're going to have to work with our municipalities to fix in the months ahead.
Yeah, some of those on the screen look pretty bad. Let's talk about seeking re-election. Since you were here last, you've decided to stay on and run. You said that stability is important. Why make that decision? Well, I'm sure your wife would love to have you at home.
Well, I did have to talk to my wife, but it's an unstable world. And what's happening in Saskatchewan isn't without challenge, but it certainly is different than what we're seeing in our provincial history with the degree of investments, a Patients First initiative plan. But it's also different than what you see happening in other provinces across Canada, and what you see happening in what is a very, very uncertain world. And I think as we, find our way through the next number of years and maybe the next decade, certainty is going to be key, and we have that in this province right now.
You've mentioned surgeries. We're making our way through that backlog. Recently reported that record number of surgeries last year. Where are we headed?
We're headed for a few more next year, as our target was 450,000 over 4 years. We're up over 100,000 the last 2 years running. That is a record number each of those years. I think we used to be down in the 80,000 somewhere, and so we're going to continue to use every tool that's available to us, whether it's publicly funded private surgeries, expanding our public surgery theaters that we have. The Prince Albert Hospital would be an example of that. The 400 acute care beds largely in Saskatoon. That expansion is helping our surgical capacity as well. So it's using every tool that we have and making the investments that are there that's only possible, due to those private sector investments that are driving our economic space, which is nation leading.
And you made some investments in breast cancer detection, early detection.
Breast cancer, ovarian cancer, you name it, all sorts of women's health and cancer investments more broadly. What do I say? It's some of them. When you're faced with cancer, and every family is likely at some point.
Listen, we celebrated Mother's Day yesterday without my mom.
Yeah,
right?
There we go. And my mom took treatments this last summer as well for breast cancer, and so it touches every family. And we have a good cancer care here, but we need to continue to invest to ensure that it is some of the best that you can find.
How was session this year? What did you guys accomplish that you're proud of?
There's a number of bills that are coming through the session, and that's ultimately what we do when we're in session. But I think the most proud achievement that I would have on behalf of the government is the introduction of the Patients First Initiative. 50 action items that are going to tangibly, yes, invest, but are going to invest in measuring and ensuring that we have outcomes in our healthcare system and really support our healthcare workers. That investment is going into bringing in today's innovation and tools to support our healthcare workers so that they can improve the outcomes in our healthcare system. We know they want to.
Let's talk about summer. What does summer look like for Scott Moe? Does the suit come off, the sleeveless shirt come on, you're getting the tractor all summer? What are you doing? The suit comes off the minute I hit the city limits in Regina. No, we're going to be around the province a lot, and in particular in a number of ridings. We're going to run a number of nominations this summer as well as we start to get our party election ready, albeit a little earlier than what we've seen in elections gone by. You are going to see a party that's ready for an election sooner than we traditionally have been ready for those elections. But we're going to get out across the province in the communities. And we have a few, I'm going to meet with my Premier colleagues as well a couple of times as well, starting with the Western Premier. I know you enjoy that. I know you enjoy that stuff. But what are you doing for fun? For fun? What are you doing for fun? Well, we're getting fishing. We're getting fishing, and we've been out quadding already. For what? Fishing? Yeah. Oh, walleye. Walleye? Yeah, walleye, but I usually catch a pike. Thanks, Mr. Moe. Appreciate your time this morning. Take care.
Stocks appear to be withstanding rising oil prices and higher bond yields after the U.S. and Iran failed to agree on terms to end the war. Prices rose as optimism that the U.S. and Iran would reopen the Strait of Hormuz and then were dashed after President Donald Trump deemed Tehran's latest proposals totally unacceptable. Barrick Mining reaffirming its gold production forecast for the full year. It says it still sees gold production of 2.9 million to 3.25 million ounces. And the world's third largest gold producer says its board has authorized the repurchase of as much as 3 billion shares. Cameco says it has suspended production at its Key Lake mill and reduced activities at the McArthur River mine in Saskatchewan because of flooding in the region. A key bridge was washed out by the flooding, and restrictions on using an alternate route remain. And a new research tool that tracks cell phone activity has found a 42% drop in visitors from Canada to big metropolitan areas in the U.S. It's much higher than the official border crossing data suggests, meaning Canadians may be avoiding the U.S. because of the Trump administration. Those are your morning business headlines. For BNN Bloomberg, I'm Roger Peterson.
Studio consideration provided by Father's Furniture, specializing in quality Canadian-made furniture.
It's May 11th, and we have these milestones to share with you. Happy belated 27th birthday to Haley. Lots of love from your family, who hopes you enjoyed your special day. Happy 8th birthday to Jack. This is coming from your family, who loves you so much. And Ryan is wishing Christina a very happy 13th anniversary. We hope your day was filled with love.
Milestones, brought to you by Harbor Landing Village, an award-winning senior care and living community in Regina.
If you have a milestone coming up, you can send us an email at yourmorningsaskatchewan@ctv.ca or scan that QR code on your screen. Please send them at least one day in advance.
Jace, what's going on the radio station today?
Honestly, we're enjoying some smells, which we don't get to say quite often or ever, really, in the studio. But that fresh rain this morning has just drifted in, and it smells so good. So we're asking you, what is the best summertime smell? We're talking rain or like fresh dirt. Construction season, honestly, when they're cutting that wood, also making the list. Barbecue, probably the only one that's really like normal to be on this list too, or fresh cut grass. What is it for you? You can text over to 54321. Or maybe you like the smell of some fresh money, because we do have some more cash to give away. Name that sound. We've entered 4 digits, so we're at $1,000 to play for coming here at 7:40. So get ready with the iHeartRadio app, and hopefully you get to start off the week with $1,000.
All right, time for today's weather or not. On April 5th, 1936, tornado ravaged Tupelo, Mississippi, killing more than 200 residents. What infant survived? Is it A, John F. Kennedy, B. Elvis Presley, C. Shirley Temple, or D. Dorothy Gale?
I know the answer to this, Jeremy, because my mom was a big fan. Do you want to venture a guess?
Well, when you say that, I know the answer, but I did not know. But yeah, you're telling me it's B. Okay, let's go with B.
B. Elvis Aaron Presley. I knew he survived. I didn't know he was an infant. I knew he survived some sort of disaster.
Yeah, and the correct answer is B. It is Elvis Presley. The Mississippi State geologist estimated a final unofficial death toll of 233. Notably, among the survivors were 1-year-old Elvis Presley and his parents.
It's an uplifting weather or not?
Yes.
Yikes.
Belongs to me.
We do not kneel!
Our only chance is to face this together.
The cast of Mortal Kombat 2 says they stayed together even after filming concluded, at least online.
We started this nearly 2 years ago, I think it was. Yeah. And we had a group WhatsApp when we first started the film, and we still have that same WhatsApp.
Super active until now.
Every week there's someone posting something throughout the whole thing. So it's been
sending funny videos.
Yeah.
Look at me now!
People are still looking at Adolescence. The Netflix drama capped a year of accolades by topping the BAFTA TV Awards, winning Best Limited Drama and acting honors for Stephen Graham, Christine Tremarco, and Owen Cooper.
Whoa.
We need some water.
I need a martini.
It's a good time to be Stanley Tucci. He's topping the box office in The Devil Wears Prada 2, and his show Tucci in Italy is back as the actor explores Naples, Sardinia, Sicily, and more. Season 2 of Tucci in Italy just debuted on National Geographic. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
All right, should we eat?
For our sidebar on this Monday. Now, when coaching youth sports like I do, the U6 Dingoes, we play tonight, rain or shine, so be there. It's important to remember the kids take every instruction you give them very literally. So they told this young fella, once you hit the ball, run like a cheetah. And they meant fast, okay?
Okay.
So here he is. He's lined up.
Here we go.
Made contact. Run like a cheetah, fella. There you go. There you go. And then partway down, he remembers. Partway down, he remembers, oh, yeah, I was supposed to run like a cheetah. Yeah, here I go. Here I go.
And he makes it.
All the way down the first baseline. There we go.
Aww.
It's important to remember to follow instructions.
He was really fast.
Doesn't even question it. Like, okay, that's what they told me to do. This is an adult. He knows best.
Yep.
Jill, what you got?
All right, well, maybe you need a little Monday morning motivation. As you get through your Monday, remember what the goat said.
Right, yes.
Fair.
If it doesn't have
Great
periods
advice.
between, then it is a literal goat. We're back after this. It's Monday, May 11th.
French authorities has confirmed a passenger with symptoms and positive PCR.
Health authorities are reporting 2 more cases of hantavirus in patients who have returned home from that cruise.
This Labour government will be defined by rebuilding our relationship with Europe, by putting Britain at the heart of Europe.
UK's Prime Minister now vowing to rebuild ties with Europe as he tries to resettle his leadership.
I'm just a goofy goalie who tries to stop pucks, and trust me, I don't call myself a hero.
Goofy goalie, no playoff heroics, but the Habs did come up with a big win at home. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. Welcome to Your Morning Saskatchewan. I'm Daryl.
And I'm Janelle. Thanks for being back with us.
I feel like you need some Monday morning energy, and I know you're a cat owner. Does your cat dance?
No.
We'll take a look at this.
Pudding, you gonna do some dancing for?
Not sure if that's a dance or a scurry of some kind. Can your cat's quite how do I put this?
Say
hefty. So, can your cat do that?
I don't think
physically?
So. I don't think he could.
There you go. Listen. Let's start the show off. It's usually death and destruction. We start off with a cat video.
Yes.
You're welcome. 7:01, let's get to news. 2 more people on that cruise ship hit with hantavirus outbreak have now tested positive. 1 person from the U.S. has tested positive but does not have any symptoms. Another American is showing mild symptoms but has not yet tested positive. A plane carrying 18 people arrived in Nebraska this morning. The other positive test is in France. Health officials say the French patient is a woman. Her condition is deteriorating in hospital. 22 contact cases have been traced. The ship is docked in Tenerife, Spain right now with 54 passengers still on board. Another 22 will leave today for the Netherlands.
This is a very complicated operation, and we were expecting 2 planes, and finally we will have only 1 plane.
4 Canadians who are on the ship are now isolating in BC. Their top doctor says 4 Canadians are not showing symptoms. They will be isolating for at least 21 days, dating back to May 6th. Some farmers are back in their fields in many parts of the prairies, busy planting this year's crop. But in others, there are flood zones. It could take weeks before seeding starts there. They're already struggling with the high cost of fuel and fertilizer. Allison Bamford has more on the triple threat.
A lakeside view that would almost be serene if it wasn't in the middle of the Hoey family's field.
This was technically pretty much all seeded last year.
Normally, Joel Hoey would be in the field by now, planting this year's crops. But floodwaters are pushing back his timeline at least 2 to 3 weeks.
We're not anywhere close. It is what it is, but at the same time, it's really just starting to eat away at your bottom line.
Last year, this entire field was wheat. Hoey and his family were hoping to plant peas here this year. Likely not going to happen now unless all of this water recedes in a hurry.
Rising price of fuel, the high cost of inputs, and then you got this situation that we have starting later. It's a real kind of a bummer.
The area and dozens of others are under states of emergency, leading to seeding delays across the province.
Later seeding just will likely translate into lower yields.
That is, if some crops are seeded at all. Farmers have until mid-June to plant their crops in order for them to be covered under insurance.
I'm pretty sure there's going to be quite a few acres going unseeded this spring just because they're just too wet to get into in a timely basis.
Even when things dry up, flood-damaged roads will make it hard to get heavy equipment anywhere. But there's reassurance from Saskatchewan's agriculture minister that road repairs will be a priority.
We're going to try and work as quickly as we can. Obviously, you got to wait till the water's gone.
It's not the start Hoey wanted, but he's not writing off the year just yet.
We're doing all our due diligence to get everything ready to go.
Hoping for a smooth season once seeding gets underway. Allison Bamford, CTV News, near Paddockwood, Saskatchewan.
The Premier was on set last hour. Here's what he had to say in terms of supporting those flooded areas.
We have the SBSA, Ministry of Highways, a number of other organizations just really out supporting first, making sure the water isn't going into homes or protecting homes to the best degree we can. And then moving on, and we're going to have a lot of roads that we're going to have to work with our municipalities to fix in the months ahead. Yeah.
If you missed that conversation, you can stream it right now on our website. Jeremy, Roughriders back in training camp, which is fun. They're in your city.
Yeah, they are on the field training in Saskatoon at Griffith Stadium. And as the team gears up for their first preseason game, the hometown talent is eager to hit the field for Saskatchewan fans. Hallie Mandrick has the details.
Hometown talent is shining as the Saskatchewan Roughriders prepare to defend their Grey Cup championship for the 2026 football season.
It adds a lot to it, and I think it spreads to the guys that aren't from here, and they really learn to understand how important this fan base is to us and how important this game is to Saskatchewan.
Sunday marked the time for veteran players to join the new faces after their week of rookie camp. For those like Carson Sombach, who were born and raised in Saskatchewan, it's also an opportunity opportunity to play alongside the team they've spent a lifetime cheering for.
When you're a little kid, it's like that's like the dream. You put that on a piece of paper for what job you want to have in the future. When you're in kindergarten, you write what job you want. You put Saskatchewan Roughrider, right? So just the fact that is actually happening is just a pretty cool experience.
It's a feeling that fellow Regina Rams alumni Jackson Ford remembers well.
And the nerves are there always. It just means you care, right? So, but yeah, no, that first one was it was a grind because like those 4 days of rookie camp, you get pretty much all those reps, and then when the vets come in, you get 1 day to kind of mellow out and get ready to go, and then the legs are heavy for that first day.
Now in his 4th year with the Riders, Ford says playing for his hometown team is something he never takes for granted.
Being a Sask-grown kid and growing up and understanding the fan base that we have here, it just means that much more to us, and we can just help. We can tell the Americans and stuff about like the culture of Saskatchewan.
Head coach Corey Mace says that local talent makes a big difference both on and off the field.
But to have those guys, from the province of Saskatchewan, you don't have to tell them much to get juiced up or what it means to wear green and white.
For vets like Furland, now in his 6th year with the team he grew up cheering for, this start to the season is something he'll never get tired of.
Never. I don't think it'll ever get old. It feels good to have that support.
Hallie Mandrick, CTV News, Saskatoon.
All right, Daryl, back to you. And we head to Alberta, where the former premier there is feeling litigious.
Yeah, it feels he should pursue some legal options coming after the separatist group shared his personal information online.
All it takes is one person who takes it all too far. And we've seen that in other countries, so I think we need to be prudent. I've also looked at retaining a civil legal counsel to advise on whether I may have a civil remedy for this breach of my privacy, the costs that it will imply, and the threats and everything else.
Interview on CTV's Question Period. Jason Kenney says he's become a punching bag for members of the Alberta separatist movement. Names, addresses, and phone numbers of nearly 3 million Albertans, including Jason Kenney, were published online by the separatist group called the Centurion Project. Elections Alberta says the list was legally obtained by the Republican Party of Alberta, but it's unclear how it wound up with the Centurion Project. Alberta separatists say they've now gathered more than 300,000 signatures on a petition, enough to trigger a referendum on independence. Police in the nation's capital are sharing details of a shocking traffic stop. Ottawa police releasing this image of a U-Haul van stopped Friday night. They say the 17-year-old driver had a dozen passengers, teenagers in the cargo area, some of them seated on a sofa. They were driving down the road while this was all happening. The driver is now facing a stunt driving charge. This one you have to see to believe. A crash in Delta, BC, south of Vancouver, left a motorcycle hanging from a traffic light. Stop what you're doing. Look at your screen. The crash between the motorcycle and car happened on Saturday. Police say the driver of the bike had serious but non-life-threatening injuries. There it is, dangling from that traffic light. The driver of the car was not injured. Police say speed was a factor. Montreal Canadiens now lead the Buffalo Sabres in their series.
Up high, Hudson moving in, passes over,
Cole Caulfield on the power play in the second period broke the game wide open. Montreal went on to win the game 6-2. They lead the series 2-1. The next game is tomorrow. Let's get that code word for that $20,000, Janelle.
Yeah, all right. Well, wake up and win with CTV, your morning and Affinity Credit Union. We could pay your bills with a massive $20,000. Imagine what you could do with an extra 20 grand. The possibilities are endless. Today's code word is bank. You can head to the contest page on ctvsaskatoon.ca or ctvregina.ca or scan that QR code on your screen. Enter bank with your info for your chance to win the Your Morning $20,000 Pay Your Bills contest, powered by Affinity Credit Union and Affinity for you. Now let's take a look at what we're seeing outside here in Regina. About 10 degrees. That wind speed is picking up just a little bit at 28 kilometers per hour. Still seeing that cloud cover in the sky. Over to Saskatoon now, 12 degrees currently. A little bit more rain falling. 15 kilometer per hour winds. Again, expecting to see a cloudier day. Rain across the boards for Saskatchewan. Now let's take a look at our current temperatures here. What we are seeing, Buffalo Narrows at 8 degrees. Spiritwood and Melfort both at 9, Nipawin 6 degrees, South End at 3 degrees, Kindersley at 14, East End sitting at 12, Wynyard 7, Yorkton 6, and Weyburn at 11. Now let's take a look at our futurecast where we can see that system of rain moving through the province. Again, by 11 a.m. here in Regina, we are expecting to see a little bit more of that rain picking up. Even some thunderstorms on the way. For Saskatoon, however, we will see those skies clearing this afternoon, picking back up with some rain at about 6 p.m. tonight. For our highs here, the Battleford's at 21 degrees, Prince Albert 19, Swift Current 20 degrees and a little bit more wind. Moose Jaw sitting at 23, Yorkton 19, and both Estevan and Weyburn at 24. For a 7-day forecast here in Regina, 22 degrees for our high. Again, seeing those thunderstorms, but it's clearing up tomorrow with 22 degrees and more sunshine. Wednesday at 26 degrees, Thursday 25. We get through the rest of the week, and Sunday we can expect a little bit more precipitation and 13 degrees. Over to Saskatoon now, 21 degrees today, reaching that low of about 7 degrees tonight. Tomorrow 23, so we're starting to see this temperature rise. Wednesday 27, and again those clear skies. However, Friday we are expecting to see Saskatoon and surrounding areas getting a little bit more rain. 18 degrees on Friday. Saturday things clearing up just a little bit with 16 degrees. Sunday hitting about 12 and some more rain. That wind speed picking up a little bit as well to 21 kilometers per hour, and the low Sunday night of about 3 degrees. Time for today's rural forecast. Lloydminster at 21 degrees, Kindersley seeing 19, Melfort 14, Hudson Bay 13, seeing quite a bit of rain across the board. Maple Creek 19 degrees, East End sitting at 18, starting to see that wind pick up as well. Broadview 21 and Kenora 18. Now let's take a look at Nacum, where internet plans up to 1 gig are available from Sasktel. 17 degrees as the high, mix of sun and clouds in the sky. Again, a little bit of rain this afternoon. Those winds are at about 15 to 40 kilometers per hour.
Let's go back out to Mike Siona now, who has his eyes on the skies this morning. Mike?
Certainly do. I'll tell you what, there are a ton of birds out here this morning. We're with Jan Shattuck talking all about migration and migratory birds and Bird Safe Week here in Saskatoon. We talked about why it's important. Now let's talk about things that we can actually tangibly do to keep our feathered friends safe.
Absolutely. Well, one of the things that they really like is running water. So if you have running water, they will come, guaranteed. And feeders are also really important and very helpful. Sometimes they use them oftentimes more in the winter. One of the things with feeders is make sure that you wash them. If you can imagine, 100 people eating out of the same bowl, you might want to wash it a few times. So daily or at least weekly, washing of those, both of the bird bath and the feeders are really important, and keeping them safe. I really love to bring birds to my yard. I try really hard to keep the stray cats out is very important. So keeping cats indoors, and also putting things on your windows to keep the birds safe. They don't see glass much as we don't see glass, and so they're trying to fly through that particular window, out the front window, and that didn't work very well for them. And so we have tried to make the window really, really obvious, and we have not had a bird strike since. So bird strikes are a huge issue.
No doubt. Yeah, it's and we were talking about that from the inside. You really don't even notice the speckling on the outside.
No, and I have to give kudos. The City of Saskatoon, as well as Nature Canada and the Royal Bank of Canada Foundation are supporting some of our initiatives, and the City of Saskatoon is actually going to put these feather-friendly dots on their City Hall building, because the north side of their building is a really bad place for the birds, and we figured that out by doing research.
There you go. It's the reflection component of it, as well as that tunnel view, as you mentioned, being able to see out the other side. So have a peek at your own house. See what you can do to help our birds. We'll keep talking about it as the morning continues.
All right, Mike, thank you very much. We'll catch you again after 8 o'clock.
Hello, and thanks for joining us here inside the SportsCenter newsroom. I'm Laura Dyken. It is time to reveal our must-see moment from Sunday. For that, let's head to Dodger Stadium. LA hosting the Braves, and here in the sixth, it's Max Muncy sending one high, sending one deep. And look at Eli White making the grab, but boy, did he pay for it afterwards. The slow-mo making it look even worse. Yikes. Jay Onright would say that's using your face. White definitely earned our must-see moment from Sunday. Well, tonight on TSN, the NBA playoffs continue. We've got the Pistons and Cavs in the early game, while the Lakers will try to avoid a thunder sweep in the late game. Coverage starts at 7 Central. And that does it for us here inside the SportsCenter newsroom. Have a great rest of the day.
I feel like this show is all birds all the time. A wayward bird is catching people off guard in Wisconsin this morning.
I woke up one morning and just all of a sudden saw that big massive bird next door up on top of that roof, just looking up in the air, and it was just humongous. It's something I've never seen before.
They've been seeing marabou storks around. It's a native to Africa, not Wisconsin. Authorities are now trying to track it down and find somewhere for it to live, like a nice bird sanctuary.
Yeah. I'm not afraid of birds, but this one's scary.
It's just, there's a stork, guys. It's just delivering a baby. Everybody knows that's what storks do.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Just carrying a small infant to some lucky family.
You're right. It's all about perspective.
Dropped the baby off, and then he was enjoying some Wisconsin cheese, and now he's going to go home.
That's right.
What's something small you're looking forward to this week is our question of the day. Tell us something good.
Yeah, we've got a couple answers coming in so far, but we want more.
Couple is it? That's all? Nobody's looking forward to anything?
Three answers.
Okay.
And I know you're all looking forward to at least one thing. Carrie here, who says, looking forward to the Jan Arden concert at Living Sky Casino tonight.
I wonder if our Arden Lloyd is going to head out to the...
Oh.
He is named after Jan Arden, after all. Yes.
You might see Arden there.
Fun fact.
This one is really fun. We didn't get a name, but it says, I'm looking forward to planting my alpine strawberries. They offer an intense, concentrated flavor. Often described as a mix of wild strawberry, pineapple, and citrus with a floral or woody aroma.
All right, then.
Delicious. And our last one here so far, to go watch my son. He's playing his last tourney of the season.
Last senior tournament. Oh, I guess all that stuff is wrapping up.
Yes.
Summer hockey starts soon. I love summer hockey. You walk in flip-flops and shorts. Oh,
I like summer.
What are you looking forward to? Something you're looking forward to this week? Text us or scan that QR code. We're back with your morning mystery in just a moment. Director Corey has moderate faith in Janelle being able to get today's morning mystery on her own. There goes the earpiece.
Ouch.
We want to make sure she doesn't cheat. All right, 3 clues lined up for you. Here's my pen opening so our good friend Bailey's grandma doesn't think I cheat because she thinks I don't know things. Let's go to clue number 1. Clue number 1 is it is one of Sigmund Freud's 3 parts of personality. Happy birthday to Bailey, by the way. Clue number 2, to feed this is to affirm someone's self-worth or self-importance. I took sociology and psychology in school. Did you know that? Cicero invented the alter blank, referring to another version of oneself. Come on, Janelle, you got this.
Yeah.
You got this.
That's easy.
Come on.
I think it's coming to me.
Alter should get it.
I think it's coming
Alter
to me.
should give it to you. Ego, alter ego.
Nice.
1, 2.
Yeah.
JD's always got it. He's on his mark. Alter ego. It is ego. Today is World Ego Awareness Day, designed to encourage people to manage the role of our ego.
Nice.
That is today's morning mystery.
I feel the need for speed.
40 years ago this week, Top Gun shot into theaters, becoming an instant classic.
So you're the one. Yes, ma'am.
Aside from the stars and the soundtrack, the movie's cultural impact was measurable. The U.S. Navy reported a 500% spike in naval aviator applications.
What's your problem, Kazansky? Every time you go up in the air, you're unsafe. I am dangerous.
Ray-Ban saw a surge in sales of its aviator sunglasses. And Top Gun is credited with making the bomber jacket a mainstream fashion staple. Today, Top Gun 3 is in the works.
School Day Forecast is brought to you by CAA School Safety Patrol, working together to keep our school zone safe. In Regina, by the time you get onto the bus, 10 degrees. By lunchtime, starting to see that rain, even some thunderstorms on the way at 22 degrees. And about 3 p.m. final bell sitting at 21. In Saskatoon, 12 degrees by the time you get onto the bus. Already starting to see some of that rain. However, things are clearing up by lunchtime, hitting about 18 degrees, and final bell brings us to 20. Here's a look at today's gas prices. In Regina, the common cost to fill up is $185.9. You can find regular fuel for as low as $165.9. Over in Saskatoon, common cost is $184.9. The lowest you might find is $177.9. Taking a look now at farm markets, the street price of canola is $713 per ton. The futures price is $743.20 per ton. Over to amber durum wheat being $278.59 per ton, and red spring wheat is $287.93 per ton. And the Canadian dollar begins the day trading at 73.07 cents U.S. After the break, the latest out of Iran as Trump again rejects the latest ceasefire proposal. Stay with us.
Good morning, it is 7:30. We begin with the high price of gas and a new push to save drivers money as hopes for a peace deal with Iran hit another setback. Here's Sophie Flay.
Overnight, oil prices rising again after President Trump rejected Iran's response to a U.S. peace proposal. The president saying, "I have just read the response from Iran's so-called representatives. I don't like it. Totally unacceptable." The U.S. proposal called for Iran to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. In exchange, the U.S. would ease its blockade of Iranian ports for a 30-day period when both sides could negotiate a full deal.
When the mediators, in this case Pakistan, ask us, head of state to head of state, to give this negotiation another chance before we go back to bombing Iran, then I think that's completely an appropriate choice for President Trump to make.
Iran's response reportedly included a demand to end the war and lift oil sanctions. With the strait still closed, global oil prices jumped more than 3% overnight, and stocks falling over concern higher energy prices could slow the global economy. Gas prices are averaging $4.48 a gallon nationwide, up $1.50 higher since the war began. And now, an indication the Trump administration may offer some relief to drivers. The energy secretary suggests the administration is open to suspending the federal gas tax, which is 18 cents per gallon.
All measures that can be taken to lower the price at the pump and lower the prices for Americans, this administration is in support of.
It's a shift from last week when a White House official said suspending the gas tax was not under consideration. Sophie Flay, ABC News, New York.
The Soccer Federation says the country will be participating in the 2026 World Cup, but is insisting host countries, Canada, the U.S., and Mexico, provide guarantees about the treatment of Iranian players and officials. This comes after Canada denied the entry to the head of Iran's Football Federation. Coaches and officials will receive visas to attend the tournament. Speaking on our program last hour, Saskatchewan Premier Scott Moe says the Sask Party plans to spend time this summer hitting the campaign trail.
No, we're going to be around the province a lot. In particular, in a number of ridings, we're going to run a number of nominations this summer as well, as we start to get our party election ready, albeit a little earlier than what we've seen in elections gone by. You are going to see a party that's ready for an election sooner than we traditionally have been ready for those elections.
Last month, Moe became the first candidate nominated for re-election in 2028, although it sounds like he could go sooner in that clip there. If you missed our conversation with the Premier, you can see it readily available on our websites. The ongoing conflict putting upward pressure on the cost of fuel, those looking now looming over a favorite summertime activity, and that is boating. Heather Wright reports.
Wet weather and high water have meant a slow start to the season at Kawartha Lakes Marina in Bobcaygeon, Ontario.
Boats are being launched, but marina owner Chad Hinton says some clients are considering skipping this summer.
We have a few people that are on the fence about whether or not the boat may go in. Fuel prices and general cost of living.
Nationally, the average price of gas is hovering around $1.90 per liter, according to the CAA. 1 year ago, the national average was 131.8 cents a liter. The price of fuel at marinas is already higher than gas sold in town, and so what is an expensive hobby is becoming even costlier. Hinton says the price of gas won't stop many from getting out on the water, but it will force some to rethink their summer plans.
For the family of four that saves enough to go away for a week on vacation every year, if groceries have gone up and fuel has gone up, they definitely change what they're doing on vacation.
The cost of boating depends on a number of things: the size of the boat, tank size, speed, wind. And so while some are choosing to keep their boats in storage this summer, others say they will get out on the lake but make adjustments in other areas in order to save some money.
Barclay Elliott's boat is his cottage, and while he has no plans to keep it tied up this season, he is mindful of the high cost of gas.
What it may do is, instead of 10 trips, I'll do 9.
According to Transport Canada, more than 12 million Canadian adults participate in recreational boating each year, an industry that contributes roughly $5.6 billion to Canada's GDP. But the high cost of living and soaring gas prices could further impact an industry already experiencing uncertainty. Murray Hadfield sells boats in the Kawartha area, where clients have been forced to drastically reduce their prices.
They started advertising OBO, or best offer, and they still couldn't get action in the fall.
While gas prices might not soon return to where they were last summer, there is some hope that they will start to come down before this boating season is over. Heather Wright, CTV News. Bob Cajun, Ontario.
Researchers at an Ontario-based university are assessing the wreckage from a major storm this weekend, with serious damage being reported near a local community. Brent Lally reports.
It was terrifying. It came out of nowhere.
Jesse O'Neill was outside next to this barn when the storm came through.
And next thing you know, I see the pallets swirling through the air off into the field, and then I watch the roof of our hay shed fall in front of me.
Saturday afternoon around 4 p.m., the winds picked up. Those in the path off Wonderland Road north of London described a train-like sound and then carnage. Western University's Northern Tornadoes Project is surveying the damage.
The roof went, landed over there on the other side of the property, and the walls and other pieces of the barn collapsed onto the barn that was right beside it. We'll be looking at all that damage, trying to piece things together, see if we can determine exactly what happened, whether it was a small tornado or maybe a downburst or a microburst.
From there, the path of the storm continued east, where it took out some trees and then flipped this solar panel with a massive cement base.
One of the largest solar panels you can get. It's a pile of metal attached to a concrete base. Literally lifted the base up off the ground. They've got to weigh tons. It's all concrete. You know, when you look at it, it's got some rebar inside to hold it in place, but it's unbelievable.
Jeff Back lives next door. He also witnessed a pickup truck thrown off the road and into the ditch.
I'm assuming some sort of wind or some sort of downdraft grabbed them. It's not a big side piece along the curbs, and down it went.
As the temperatures warm, it's becoming the prime season for these major weather events.
Early to mid-May is a pretty typical time where you might see like our first big storms, big damaging storms like this in Ontario. And so Canada hasn't yet had its first confirmed tornado yet this year, but I expect that'll happen soon.
Brent Lale, CTV News.
For the second time in 2 weeks, a child has died after falling from a high-rise apartment building in Toronto. Police say they were called shortly after noon yesterday, where a toddler suffered a fatal fall. No further information has been released. Police say they are investigating how this could have happened. On April 26th, a 6-year-old girl died after falling from a bedroom window of a different Toronto apartment building. And last month, a 4-year-old boy died after falling from an apartment window in the Ottawa area. Greenhouses across Saskatoon is one of their busiest weekends of the season. The owner of Saskatoon's Dutch Growers says staff spend months preparing for Mother's Day weekend, often busy thanks to the occasion and because many are starting their gardens this time. For lots of families, heading out to the greenhouse has become a Mother's Day tradition.
For some people, it's nostalgic. It's a tradition that they've always done with their mom. They've always come and strolled the aisles, picked up a Mother's Day arrangement or basket. For others, it's just maybe a planting hobby that mom likes to do, and so everybody has to come along with her and join in and be with her and spend some time with her on Mother's Day.
Anyone who did some plant shopping over the weekend is advised to wait until overnight temperatures stay above -5 degrees before you start that garden. The Ottawa Charge are heading back to the Walter Cup final.
Another stop by Franco. Rouse of on front. They score! Michaela Cava, the overtime winner.
The Charge punched their ticket to the final in a thrilling 4-3 double overtime win over the Boston Fleet. And there's a chance they'll have an all-Canadian final. The Montreal Victoire and Minnesota Frost play a winner-take-all game tonight in Game 5. Ottawa lost to the Frost in the finals last year. Shakira is ready for the FIFA World Cup. This teaser clip online calling the FIFA World Cup official song Die Die. She also included a mention of Afrobeat star Burna Boy. According to her post, the song will officially be released on Thursday. Candace Cameron Bure is going to be a grandma. She posted this picture to social media with the caption, "I'm going to be a candy gram." This is Candace's daughter Natasha and husband Bradley Stephen Perry. The happy couple also posted these pictures announcing the news with the caption, "Our dream role." There you go. Let's get over to Janelle Lippi. Bonnie sent us in this picture, said, "You can't see me." Janelle, we found Moose. He's in Radisson, Saskatchewan. Where is Squirrel? I moosed know.
That was good. I like that one. You've come out with some really good ones
Rocky
lately,
and
Daryl.
Bullwinkle. It's my go-to.
Well, great joke. Some great weather coming up, too. Just maybe not today. We are seeing some cloudier, rainier conditions. However, they are getting pushed back a little bit later, so maybe a little extra time here to enjoy some decent temperatures at least. 10 degrees here in Regina currently, seeing those wind speeds at 28 kilometers per hour. Now, we were expecting to see those thunderstorms begin at 11. We're now seeing them rolling in at about 1 this afternoon, and they have been pushed back for Saskatoon as well. 12 degrees currently. Those wind speeds not quite as high at about 15 kilometers per hour. And we are expecting to see those thunderstorms around 8 p.m. tonight for Saskatoon. Now let's take a look at some of these current temperatures that we're seeing throughout the province. Buffalo Narrows and Prince Albert at 8 degrees, Spiritwood and Melfort at 9, Hudson Bay 5, Kindersley 14, Swift Current at 15 along with Moose Jaw, East End sitting at 12 along with Estevan, and Yorkton 6 degrees. Now for our highs here today, starting to see a few spots clear up rain-wise. However, the wind speeds are still expected to be quite strong here today. The Battlefords at 21 degrees for their high, Prince Albert at 19 along with Yorkton, Estevan 24 along with Weyburn, Moose Jaw 23, and Swift Current 20. For our 5-day forecast here in Regina, again, still expecting to see those thunderstorms just a little bit later on in the day. 22 degrees for our high here today, 6 tonight as the low. Tomorrow also hitting about 22 degrees, but seeing more sunshine in the sky. We are expecting to see that stick around for the rest of the week as well. Beautiful 26 degrees on Wednesday, 25 on Thursday, and ending the week on Friday with 19. Over to Saskatoon, 21 degrees today, 7 tonight for the low. Seeing those storms, that rain rolling in around 8 p.m. tonight. Tomorrow, 23 degrees, Wednesday, 27. Thursday, hitting about 22 and 9 for the low that night. Now, Friday, a little bit more rain. We are seeing some precipitation heading that way on Friday. Still 18 degrees, though, for the high and 7 that night for the low.
The one to make you stop, the icing on your cake, the cherry on the top. It's heaven in my heart, and we could find you some space.
Today we're talking about two key components of writing an offer to purchase a house: conditions and terms. Contract writing can be seen as a bit boring, but it is essential to conveying key points that form the framework of an offer. We've got Sarah McKinley here with us this morning to describe that. Good morning, Sarah. Thank you for being here.
Good morning. Thank you for talking about one of my favorite subjects, conditions and terms.
That's right, and it is a phrase that we do hear very often. Let's talk a little bit about what a condition is.
Right, so a condition is a key component inside of an offer to purchase. It can be written by either a buyer or a seller, and it stipulates a time frame, either a few hours to 10 days, including weekends, where an action has to be satisfied to 100% satisfaction of whoever wrote it. So if a buyer writes in a condition, subject to them obtaining financing on a home, subject to them performing a home inspection, those are conditions. A seller could write a condition saying, subject to them finding suitable housing if they're transitioning from their current home to a new home. Granted, we don't see that condition very often.
And what is a term? How does it differ from a condition?
Right, so a term is a call to action. And inside of an offer to purchase, we can see things like a specific possession date. We could have a buyer do a home inspection and ask the seller to repair the deficiencies that are found by a specific date, providing photos and videos showing that they've been done. Or we could see, say, a seller want to go ahead and provide rental agreements to a buyer so they can review them by a specific date in the future, but it's not something where a buyer can say, I'm not satisfied, and terminate the offer. That's what a condition is for.
Okay, and how do terms and conditions impact buyers and sellers differently?
Right, so I think both parties want to move through the offer to purchase documents with a clear expectation of what their actions are and the time frame. For a seller, if they are having to entertain an offer without conditions, then they're sold almost immediately. If they proceed with accepting an offer with conditions, then they have to give the buyer time to satisfy. And as for terms, it just keeps things very fair and transparent for both parties.
All right, Sarah, if somebody's watching that is interested in getting a hold of you, how can they do that?
They can send me a DM on my socials or give me a phone call.
Awesome, Sarah. Thank you so much. This is great information.
Welcome.
Here's what's happening in our community. A springtime turkey supper happening May 15th at 5:30 p.m. at Our Lady of Peace Parish, 425 Broad Street. Call 306-543-0421. You can submit your event to our community by visiting our website, ctvregina.ca, and click on Community Calendar on the top bar, or you can scan the QR code on your screen.
Stocks appear to be withstanding rising oil prices and higher bond yields after the U.S. and Iran failed to agree on terms to end the war. Prices rose as optimism that the U.S. and Iran would reopen the Strait of Hormuz and then were dashed after President Donald Trump deemed Tehran's latest proposals totally unacceptable. Barrick Mining reaffirming its gold production forecast for the full year. It says it still sees gold production of 2.9 million to 3.25 million ounces. And the world's third largest gold producer says its board has authorized the repurchase of as much as 3 billion shares. Cameco says it has suspended production at its Key Lake mill and reduced activities at the McArthur River mine in Saskatchewan because of flooding in the region. A key bridge was washed out by the flooding, and restrictions on using an alternate route remain. And a new research tool that tracks cell phone activity has found a 42% drop in visitors from Canada to big metropolitan areas in the U.S. It's much higher than the official border crossing data suggests, meaning Canadians may be avoiding the U.S. because of the Trump administration. Those are your morning business headlines. For BNN Bloomberg, I'm Roger Peterson.
It's May 11th, and we have these milestones to share with you. Happy belated 27th birthday to Haley. Lots of love from your family, who hopes you enjoyed your special day. Happy 8th birthday to Jack. This is coming from your family, who loves you very much. And Ryan is wishing Christina a very happy 13th anniversary. We hope your day was filled with love.
To you by Harbor Landing Village, an award-winning senior care and living community in Regina.
If you have a milestone coming up, you can send us an email at yourmorningsaskatchewan@ctv.ca or scan that QR code on your screen. Please make sure to send them at least one day in advance.
Chase, that last birthday was for, the anniversary was for the deputy mayor of the city of Swift Current. Ryan, the 13th anniversary gift is lace. What could you buy that's lace?
Ooh. I think you've painted me into an awkward corner here, so I'm just going to completely move on here. Something lacy. I think we're all thinking the same thing, maybe just me. All right. Well, name that sound. We just played that with Tara. She's buying nothing with the money because she got it wrong. Thought it was ice falling from an ice maker. That was not it. So that guess will go with the rest of the incorrect ones at PureCountry927.ca. And then 4:40 this afternoon, we'll have $1,050 to play for with Brandon. We're also asking you today, how do you measure your commute if you're not doing it in time or kilometers? What is that? You can text over 54321. We've had people say, I have to go through 5 towns before I get to work. I've had to go through 7 traffic lights. Or myself, I always measure in songs. I'm here in less than 2 songs, and that's how I always measure the commute in.
Absolutely steal that for our question of the day segment on the television side. Thank you, Chase.
Feel free to have it. You have a good one.
Disney is hitting a major box office milestone. The studio is now the first major motion picture studio to break $2 billion globally this year. The Devil Wears Prada 2 gave the studio a big boost this Mother's Day weekend, reaching $433 million worldwide and has already surpassed the first film's lifetime earnings. The 79th Cannes Film Festival kicks off tomorrow in France. 22 films will compete for the Best Film Award, including James Gray's Paper Tiger, French-language drama All of a Sudden, and biographical film Fatherland. The winner will be announced on May 23rd. Dua Lipa is suing Samsung over the unauthorized use of her image to sell products. The levitating singer filed a $15 million lawsuit Friday, which claims the electronics company used her photo on TV packaging and marketing materials without her permission. The suit alleges Samsung rejected Dua Lipa's request to stop using her photo.
I know I have good judgment. I know I have good taste.
And finally, please, please, please don't prove she's right. It's Sabrina Carpenter's birthday. The singer turns 27 today. That's what's happening in Hollywood. Allison Cossack, ABC News, New York.
Is that rain ever going to stop falling? Because I got to coach U6 soccer tonight.
It's not looking good today.
Oh, well, that's just lovely. When you are coaching youth sports, it is important to remember that kids take every instruction pretty literally. Because they told this young fella, once he hits the ball, he's supposed to run like a cheetah. And they meant fast. What he...
Oh, yes.
What he interpreted that is about to come onto your screen. Okay, so here he goes. Makes contact.
Yep.
Down the first baseline. Something I was supposed to do. What was I supposed to do? Run like a something. Oh, yeah, cheetah. That's right. Down he goes.
There he goes.
Seem to be going slower like this. I wonder why.
Maybe they just want me to get low. I don't...
Oh, you did a good job.
Yeah, we're still playing, by the way, if you're on my team.
Yeah.
So far.
All right, well, maybe you need a little bit of Monday morning motivation.
That's ironically the same sound I hear when Director Corey opens his key to my earpiece.
This is a Daryl favorite.
It reminds me, Jeremy, do you remember that?
Actually the goat?
Do you remember, Jeremy, do you remember that video, the Taylor Swift one, Trouble, where it cuts to the goat just screaming?
Yes.
That's my favorite.
Yes, I do.
That is my favorite.
How could I forget?
Time out, back in just a moment. Welcome to Monday, May 11th.
As far as we know, there's no such thing as asymptomatic transmission of this virus.
There are 2 new cases of hantavirus tied to that outbreak on that cruise ship. Another setback with the U.S. President Donald Trump quickly rejecting Iran's response to a U.S. ceasefire proposal. And the Champs are back. They're up in Saskatoon. Training camp is underway. Stay with us. Saskatchewan, your morning starts right now. Good morning. Welcome to your morning. I'm Daryl.
And I'm Janelle. Thank you for being back with us.
That rain is falling pretty good. My wife said 6:30 this morning. Winds and rains woke her up.
Yep, a little bit of a wet day out today. We're expecting to see that even last into the evening, but tomorrow, plenty of sunshine.
Oh, man. Sun will come out tomorrow. That's what they say. 8:01. Let's get to your headlines. 2 more people who were on that cruise ship hit with hantavirus outbreak have now tested positive. 1 person from the U.S. has tested positive but does not have any symptoms. Another American is showing mild symptoms but has not tested positive yet. A plane carrying 18 people arrived in Nebraska this morning. The other positive test is in France. Health officials say the French patient is a woman. Her condition is deteriorating in hospital. 22 contact cases have been traced. The ship is docked in Tenerife, Spain, right now with 54 passengers still on board. Another 22 will leave today for the Netherlands.
This is a very complicated operation, and we were expecting 2 planes, and finally we will have only 1 plane.
4 Canadians who are on that ship are now isolating in BC. They will be isolating for 21 days dating back to May 6th. Some farmers are back in their fields in many parts of the prairies, busy planting this year's crop. But in others, like flood zones in Saskatchewan, could take weeks before seeding starts. Just another setback. Alison Bamford reports.
A lakeside view that would almost be serene if it wasn't in the middle of the Hoey family's field.
This was technically pretty much all seeded last year.
Normally, Joel Hoey would be in the field by now, planting this year's crops. But floodwaters are pushing back his timeline at least 2 to 3 weeks.
We're not anywhere close. It is what it is, but at the same time, it's really just starting to eat away at your bottom line.
Last year, this entire field was wheat. Hoey and his family were hoping to plant peas here this year. Likely not going to happen now unless all of this water recedes in a hurry.
Rising price of fuel, the high cost of inputs, and then you got this situation that we have starting later. It's a real kind of a bummer.
The area and dozens of others are under states of emergency, leading to seeding delays across the province.
Later seeding just will likely translate into lower yields.
That is, if some crops are seeded at all. Farmers have until mid-June to plant their crops in order for them to be covered under insurance.
I'm pretty sure there's going to be quite a few acres going unseeded this spring just because they're just too wet to get into in a timely basis.
Even when things dry up, flood-damaged roads will make it hard to get heavy equipment anywhere. But there's reassurance from Saskatchewan's agriculture minister that road repairs will be a priority.
We're going to try and work as quickly as we can. Obviously, you got to wait till the water's gone.
It's not the start Hoey wanted, but he's not writing off the year just yet.
We're doing all our due diligence to get everything ready to go.
Hoping for a smooth season once seeding gets underway. Alison Bamford, CTV News, near Paddockwood, Saskatchewan.
Premier Scott Moe was on the show this morning. Here's what he had to say in regards to supporting those areas impacted by flood.
We have the SBSA, Ministry of Highways, a number of other organizations just really out supporting first, making sure the water isn't going into homes or protecting homes to the best degree we can, and then moving on. And we're going to have a lot of roads that we're going to have to work with our municipalities to fix in the months ahead. Yeah.
If you missed that conversation, you can stream it right now on our website. Greenhouses across Saskatoon had one of their busiest weekends of the season. Jeremy's script, of course, says that greenhouses, but I'd argue just about everywhere. The Safeway I was at was just flooded with people looking for flowers for Mom.
People very interested in planting. Amazing. We had a gorgeous weekend and people were trying to get out. And they say, at least the owner of Saskatoon's Dutch Growers says, staff spends months preparing for Mother's Day weekend. It is so busy because of the occasion and, of course, because many are starting their gardens during this time. For lots of families, heading to the greenhouse has become a Mother's Day tradition.
For some people, it's nostalgic. It's a tradition that they've always done with their mom. They've always come and strolled the aisles, picked up a Mother's Day arrangement or basket. For others, it's just maybe a planting hobby that mom likes to do, and so everybody has to come along with her and join in and be with her and spend some time with her on Mother's Day.
Now, anyone who did do some plant shopping over the weekend is advised to wait until the overnight temperatures stay above -5 degrees before starting their gardens. The Saskatchewan Roughriders training camp is now in full swing. Sunday marked the first practice where veteran players practice alongside the rookies. For the first time since 1991, the Riders will be playing a preseason game in Saskatoon at Griffith Stadium, which has been the team's host for training camp for the past several years.
It was excellent, man. It's so awesome. Last night, just seeing everybody piled into one room. You can tell the intensity of practice is a little higher. The speed is obviously faster. Hell of a day one.
Now, the team has their first preseason game next Monday, the 18th, in Calgary, and then they return to Griffith Stadium in Saskatoon to host the Winnipeg Blue Bombers Saturday, May 23rd. All right, Daryl, our Mike Sion is out doing some bird watching this morning, and they were in Regina over the weekend, too.
Celebrating World Migratory Bird Day, enthusiasts making their way to the Saskatchewan Science Centre to welcome the birds back, even those nasty cobra chickens we call it Canada Goose. This year's theme was called Every Bird Counts, Your Observations Matter, where those will participate in recording bird numbers for community science databases, which scientists and researchers can use in their work. 2 bird tours were held, pointing out different breeds as well, talking about migration routes and some of the dangers birds face in their journey.
I run a program called Naturehood, getting everybody outside, connecting to nature. This is not only good for their mental health, but it's also good for nature itself. If you feel a connection to nature, you're more likely wanting to protect it into the future. And we run a bird banding station at the northern end of Last Mountain Lake. And we run a program called the Important Bird and Biodiversity Areas.
According to Weeks, popular birds in the area are robins, yellow warblers, white-crowned sparrows, black-capped chickadee, and, of course, those fabulous geese. The Montreal Canadiens have a serious lead over the Buffalo Sabres.
Caulfield up high, Hudson moving in, passes over, scores!
Cole Caulfield on the power play, breaking the game open. The Habs beat the Sabres 6-2, lead the series 2-1, and Game 4 goes tomorrow night at the Bell Centre in Montreal. Let's get over to your key word of the day. We're all waiting for it, Janelle.
Yeah, that's right, Daryl. Wake up and win with CTV your morning and Affinity Credit Union. We could pay your bills with a massive $20,000. Imagine what you could do with an extra 20 grand. The possibilities are endless. Today's code word is bank. You can head to the contest page at ctvsaskatoon.ca or ctvregina.ca or scan that QR code on your screen. Enter bank with your info for your chance to win the your morning $20,000 Pay Your Bills contest powered by Affinity Credit Union and Affinity for you. Now let's take a look at some weather. What we are experiencing here today, 10 degrees in Regina currently, seeing those winds at about 22 kilometers per hour and a little bit of sunshine peeking through. Again, those thunderstorm statements have been pushed back a little bit further here today. Over to Saskatoon now, 12 degrees, 13 kilometer per hour winds, a little bit cloudier, seeing some of that rain coming down earlier this morning, whereas Regina saw it a little bit later on this morning, and we'll see it come back this evening as well. Let's take a look now at some current temperatures throughout the province. Buffalo Narrows at 8 degrees, along with Stony Rapids, Spiritwood at 11, Nipawin and Hudson Bay at 5 degrees. Kinnersley and the Battlefords 15, East End at 14, Yorkton sitting at 7, Wynyard 12 degrees, Weyburn 11, and Estevan 15. Now for our futurecast, we can see that system of rain moving through the province. This is today around 5:30. So again, we're starting to see that rain, some of those thunderstorms getting pushed back in the day. For Regina, a little bit earlier still at about 1 this afternoon. As for Saskatoon, expecting to see some of those thunderstorms coming through at about 8 tonight. Now for today's forecast, the Battlefords will be seeing a high of about 21, Prince Albert 19 along with Yorkton, Estevan and Weyburn 24, Swift Current at 20 and starting to see those winds pick up as well. Moose Jaw 23. Now for our 5-day forecast here in Regina, 22 degrees is that high for today. Again, seeing those thunderstorms begin closer to 1 p.m. Tomorrow, those skies are clearing up. Still 22 degrees for the high, and Wednesday, starting to see that temperature rise even more to about 26 degrees. Thursday, 25, and Friday, 19 with that low of 8. Over to Saskatoon now, 21 degrees for today's high, seeing that rain begin a little bit closer to 8 o'clock tonight. Tomorrow, 23 degrees and 8 as the low. Wednesday, 27, so really starting to see those temperatures rise. Thursday, 22, and still seeing some sunshine. However, the clouds will be moving in because Friday, some more rain is expected. 18 degrees as that high and 7 as the low.
May 11, 2000, the Nisga'a Agreement came into effect, enshrining land rights, water rights, and self-governance within their territory for the nation. May 11, 1968, Toronto opened the Bloor-Danforth Line subway line, which runs from Scarborough to Etobicoke. And May 11, 1989, Kenya announced a worldwide ban on ivory to preserve its elephant herds. Also, May 11th, 330, the newly built city of Constantinople, known as Istanbul now, is dedicated to Emperor Constantine the Great and becomes the capital of the Roman Empire.
In case you missed it, chess lovers gathered at Parliament Hill Sunday for a big-time match.
I kind of love it.
Life-sized. This is in support of Alzheimer's Society of Canada. As you can see, participants literally played the part, dressing up in full chess piece attire. Some of them, anyway.
Okay, so what chess piece would you want to be, Jeremy?
Pawn.
Pawn? Don't pawns go first?
Yeah. I just don't know chess, so I need someone to tell me what to do.
I just want out. I just want out.
This is fun. Good way to get people together, too.
And play a classic outdoors.
That's right. All right. Time for...
I'm very excited to get to our question of the day.
I'm so excited. We've got some good stuff coming. So today's question of the day is, what's something small that you're looking forward to this week? We do have a couple more answers that came in. Lori said, one small thing I'm looking forward to this week is the nice weather.
My eyes went right to Ronald's week. I don't know what's coming up next week, but he's excited about it.
He's excited.
He's excited about next week.
Now here's a really special one. Karen says, I'm looking forward to my last chemotherapy at the Saskatoon Cancer Center Tuesday. Good luck, Karen. That's huge.
Ring that bell.
Yeah.
Ring that bell.
Absolutely. Yep. And our last one here, I'm looking forward to barbecuing pork chops and burgers outside and a little yard cleanup. Whoever sent this in, you're speaking my language. I love a barbecue.
All right, well, it's Women's Entrepreneurship Week in Saskatchewan. We're going to talk all about it with the CEO of WESC coming up in just a couple of minutes. Stay with us. It's Women Entrepreneurship Week here in Saskatchewan, recognizing the significant role women-owned businesses play in strengthening our economies and communities. Our camera seems to have died on us. There we are. We're back. celebrating all the ways that we can support women-owned businesses here in Saskatchewan and beyond. Miriam Johnson is the CEO of Wesk in studio with us this morning. Thank you so much for doing this.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
What does this week mean to you?
Well, Women's Entrepreneurship Week in Saskatchewan, it's been a number of years that they've kind of deemed this week as our special week. And that's normally because we've had our gala this week where we celebrate entrepreneurs from across the province. But we're changing things up this year. And instead, this year of Women's Entrepreneurship Week, we're launching Entrepreneur of the Year Awards nominations. So we're really broadening our scope of how we celebrate women-owned businesses. And we're going to be celebrating 50 women this year.
You got a lot of programs like Charter Champions, things like this.
Oh, we
really
tons.
Celebrate what role and impact, significant impact women have in this province. Tell us a little bit about some of the ways that you celebrate.
Yeah, well, I would say two of our #1 programs right now that we feel are just really making a lot of impact in Saskatchewan are, one is our Charter Champion program, where we've got more of our mature businesses that are really growing and scaling that need those larger procurement opportunities. Charter Champion program is organizations who've committed to that. These are our largest buyers in the province that are going, we see you, we're going to be intentional with how we spend, and we're connecting via our database on wesk.ca and these buyers. So buyers and suppliers are being connected through the Charter Champion program. So that's massive. But I would say probably the one that we are the most proud of as an organization, just because we're seeing the impact across the province, is our Rural Ambassador program.
Yeah, you're reaching out to communities across the great...
Oh, yeah.
For years and years, it was Regina, Saskatoon, and people in Yorkton, Melville, all those areas. You're getting there now.
Well, we're a not-for-profit, so it's really hard to amplify your impact when you're not really necessarily making a lot of more money to do that. And so can't put team members there, you can't do that. But we did partner with Prairies Can, and we have found ambassadors. So these are women over the last 31 years that we have served, or they've been a part of a program, and we've done it's 2 years now. We've gone from 5 regions to 9 this year.
How do you define success? How do female business owners define their success?
Well, I think it's been one generation that women have had that opportunity to grow.
That's the crazy thing, right?
That statistic bizarre. I know. And that's a lot of what I do is the education aspect of we're in one generation. So, I think success for us is when you see a woman business owner actually be able to start it, to grow, and then scale a business. Right now, we're really trying to even get to this point where they're actually looking at interprovincial or, out of the country export.
All right, so there are people out here, the young ladies that are watching, that want to get into, women of all ages, that want to get into some sort of business, get it started, don't know where to begin. How do they reach out to you and get those supports?
Everything is available on wesk.ca. So if there's anything you need, you should be available there. But so many of our women are actually having a little side gig that turns into a business. So wesk.ca, go find whatever you might need.
Miriam Johnson is the CEO of Wesk. Thank you so much for a couple of minutes.
Pleasure.
All right, let's drop in once again on Mike Siona, who is discussing our feathered friends this morning.
Well, it has now officially been declared as Bird Safe Week here in Saskatoon, and that's thanks in large part to the work that Jan Shattuck and all of the people that are involved in this event and initiative have put together. Let's talk about some of the stuff that's going to be happening here as we focus on the week.
Yes, we've already had a couple of walks happening over the weekend. We have another walk, I believe it's on Tuesday evening, and another walk on Wednesday evening at the Swale. And there's a video screening online on Thursday if you want to stay home that night. And there are some plant events. So check it out at Bird Friendly YXE. If you just Google Bird Friendly Saskatoon, you will find us on the social media pages. Yep. And you can check out all the different events to celebrate our birds and Bird Friendly Saskatoon and help us basically make Saskatoon bird friendly.
Yeah, I like that. You can hear them. I mean, they're back here. The birds are chirping away with us, which is fantastic. And now we talked a little bit earlier about getting the city designated as what? There's an official certification.
There is an official certification through Nature Canada that basically if you do a whole bunch of different things to make your city safe. So if you have bylaws about stray cats, if you encourage native plantings, if you have bird-friendly building guidelines, if you do all kinds of different things, you celebrate World Migratory Bird Day, if you have a Bird Safe Week, if you celebrate birds, birds in general, then you are a bird-friendly city, and you get a certification for that. And I have to say that Regina's already got theirs, and Winnipeg already has theirs, and Saskatoon hopefully is, kind of in the process, and so we're looking forward to getting that pretty quick here.
There you go. Soon for Saskatoon. That's probably the way to do it. And it's pretty cool. We were talking, building an oasis like this in your own backyard, putting up the dots on your own windows, things that residences do also count kind of to that whole pot in terms of getting that certification done.
That's
so
right.
Lots of stuff going on. Bird safety, I learned a ton today. Hopefully you guys did too. And as mentioned, just search Bird Safe Week, YXC, and that'll lead you to all the social media channels to find out what else is going on.
A mother has turned her toddler's death into a nationwide push for safer batteries. And now a major manufacturer is rolling out new technology in her daughter's name. Karen McKay tells us more.
We've covered the story since October of 2020, when 18-month-old Reese Hamsmith started wheezing and coughing. Her doctor sent her home with antibiotics. A second trip, this time to the emergency room, revealed that Reese had swallowed a button battery, which lodged in her esophagus and continued to burn through tissue even after it was surgically removed.
It's time to go back to sleep, okay?
She died 7 weeks later.
If Reese had swallowed this battery, we would still have her. And it's called Energizer Ultimate Child Shield. If it's in their mouth, it will dye their mouth blue.
Blue to alert parents that a child has eaten something, and to alert medical professionals that it may have been a battery. But that's not all. With this new Energizer technology and its ultimate shield,
that no burns will take place. This battery prevents the burning.
What had long been a dream for Energizer was energized by this family's nightmare and the many trips that Trista made to its St. Louis headquarters to promote Reese's Purpose, the nonprofit that evolved from her death to help save other families from the same tragedy.
Little did I know how big her purpose was. It wasn't as I envisioned it, but isn't that how God works, always?
Trista took her fight to Washington, D.C., where Congressman Jody Arrington helped pass Reese's law, requiring federal safety standards for button battery packaging. But the old batteries are still out there in cell phones, musical greeting cards, toys, keyless fobs, flameless candles, remote controls, and so much more.
So it's still about education to parents, caregivers, everyone.
And now with the official unveiling of the new Energizer technology, you'll find these in Walmart and coming soon to other stores. Reese's resting place is at Peaceful Gardens in Lubbock, but Trista says Reese's purpose lives everywhere because child safety will always be an issue worth fighting for.
Things like magnets, water beads, furniture tip-overs. So for me, I guess I learned Reese gave me a different purpose in life that I guess was the plan all along. So it's far from over.
Health Report, brought to you in part by SEIU West, Saskatchewan's first healthcare union.
Welcome back to Your Morning Saskatchewan. Let's get to today's headlines for 8:28 this morning. We begin with this. U.S. President Donald Trump calling Iran's response to the latest U.S. ceasefire proposal totally unacceptable on a social media post. It's the latest setback in efforts to resolve the 10-week-old conflict that's halted shipping and sent fuel prices soaring. Iran state media said Tehran rejected the initial proposal from the U.S. as amounting to surrender. Tehran's proposal included an immediate end to the war on all fronts, a halt to the naval blockade of Iranian ports, and guarantees of no further attacks on Iran.
Still enrichment sites that have to be dismantled. There are still proxies that Iran supports. There are ballistic missiles that they still want to produce.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said Iran's stockpile of enriched uranium needs to be taken out before the war against Iran can be considered over. In an interview with CBS's 60 Minutes, Netanyahu said there is still work that needs to be done, including dismantling Iran's nuclear infrastructure and preventing it from rebuilding its missile program. Speaking on our program last hour, Saskatchewan Premier Scott Moe says the Sask Party's plans to spend the summer, part of it at least, on the campaign trail.
We're going to be around the province a lot. In particular, in a number of ridings, we're going to run a number of nominations this summer as well, as we start to get our party election ready, albeit a little earlier than what we've seen in elections gone by. You are going to see a party that's ready for an election sooner than we traditionally have been ready for those elections.
Last month, Moe became the first candidate nominated for re-election in 2028. If you missed our conversation with the Premier, you can stream it right now on our websites and digital platforms. Hungary's new PM has been sworn in after a landslide win last month. Peter Magyar says he plans to serve his country, not rule over it. Check out the dance. He's pretty happy about it. Saturday's celebrations included quite a bit of symbolism, including the return of the EU flag to Parliament and the playing of the European anthem. Previous PM Viktor Orban had distanced Hungary from Europe over 16 years in office. That is quite the jig. All right, I'm sure there's something traditional about it. Canada has announced new sanctions against Russia. They were announced by Foreign Affairs Minister Anita Anand at a meeting at the return of the Ukrainian children in Brussels. These new sanctions include 23 individuals and 5 entities involved in violations against Ukrainian children. Russian President Vladimir Putin and other top officials are accused by the International Criminal Court for unlawful deportation and transfer of children. A powerful storm that ripped through London, Ontario over the weekend has not been confirmed as a tornado, although the damage is extensive.
Pallet swirling through the air off into the field, and then I watched the roof of our hay shed fall in front of me.
The roof landed over there on the other side of the property, and the walls and other pieces of the barn collapsed onto the barn that was right beside it. We'll be looking at all that damage, trying to piece things together, see if we can determine exactly what happened.
So researchers at Western University's Northern Tornado Project are assessing the damage. Experts are saying it wasn't a tornado. According to Environment and Climate Change Canada, the storm on Saturday afternoon caused by a cold front moving through the region with estimated wind speeds up to 90 km. The winds also took out some trees and knocked over some giant solar panels with massive cement bases. One witness says he watched a pickup truck get thrown into a ditch. No injuries have been reported. Dozens gathered on Saturday to celebrate the King's birthday luncheon at the Atlas Hotel. It was hosted by the Monarchist League of Canada South Saskatchewan branch, inviting former High Commissioner to the UK, Ralph Goodale, to speak about King Charles III.
Just about this time last year, when he came to Canada to open the new session of Parliament following the most recent federal election, and delivered a throne speech, which is in part crafted by the government, but some key parts of it are written by His Majesty himself, including the punchline when he defended the sovereignty of Canada, paid tribute to the true north, strong and free.
So Ralph Goodale says King Charles III has been invited to Saskatchewan sometime this year for the 150th anniversary of the Treaty 6 signed originally in 1876 between First Nations and the Crown. One of Canada's longest-running community theatre groups marked its centennial over the weekend. Regina Little Theatre held a gala featuring hundreds of highlights from 100 years of performances. Wade Mantika reports.
Members of Regina Little Theatre took to the stage with a number dating back to when the theatre company was formed. Regina Little Theatre was created 100 years ago to fill a need in the city.
This was before television. Radio had just become a popular medium, but people still craved live entertainment, and the only live theater you could get at that time was traveling companies. And it was thought, we want more regular, dependable theater that we can get, and if we can put it on ourselves, they figured there was enough talent in the city.
It's the second longest running community theater in Canada. Only Ottawa's has been performing longer. Over the decades, many renowned actors began their careers with Regina Little Theatre.
The current most famous one is Tatiana Maslany, who is She-Hulk, you know, and John Vernon, of course, who had an illustrious career in movies and theater. Shirley Douglas, Francis Hyland, Paul Nolan is now doing his 11th Broadway show.
The centennial was marked by a gala at the Regina Performing Arts Center. Carol Gay Bell has been involved for decades.
So I came out and auditioned for a play in 1958 and got a role. And after that, I just probably did a show every year for years and years and years.
Regina Little Theatre is marking its centennial season with repeat performances of shows from the past 100 years as it continues its historic run into the next century. Wayne Mantica, CTV News, Regina.
Elton John has received a special Made in Canada honor.
When the request came in, he said, that's a real honor. I think Glenn Gould was a genius, and I would love to get that. So we're really here full of joy.
His husband and manager, David Furnish, shared how much the Glenn Gould Prize means to him. The celebration over the weekend included tribute performances by Sarah McLachlan, Diana Krall, The Beaches, Ron Sexsmith, and more. Elton John also handpicked Canadian singer Emily D'Angelo for the Glenn Gould Protégé Prize. Very cool. 2026 Eurovision Song Contest has officially kicked off in Vienna. Hopefully those are fans and not performers. There have been some controversy this year because of Israel's participation. 5 competition regulars will be absent, with Iceland, Ireland, the Netherlands, Slovenia, and Spain all boycotting the event. It's the show's 70th anniversary, and 35 countries are participating. First semifinal is set for tomorrow, with the grand final set for Saturday. If you're debating about whether or not to buy a Nintendo Switch 2, you better make up your mind soon. The company announced they are raising the price of the console globally in September. Right now, it'll cost you about $630. Starting in September, it'll cost you about $680. Nintendo is blaming the changes in the market conditions for the hike. Candace Cameron Bure, you might know her as the Queen of Christmas, is going to be a grandma. She posted this picture to social media with the caption of, "I'm going to be a candygram." This is Candace's daughter Natasha and her husband Bradley Stephen Perry. The happy couple also posting this on social media, saying this is our dream role. All right, let's get over to the Weather Center and Janelle Lipai with all that rain.
Yes, some rain on the way, but as of currently, we're starting to see these skies clearing up just a little bit. Let's take a look at our current temperature here in Regina at 10 degrees. Cloudier start here to our Monday, and those wind speeds a little high at about 22 kilometers per hour. Over to Saskatoon, some sunshine coming out finally this morning. 12 degrees currently, 13 kilometer per hour winds. Expecting to see some of those thunderstorms begin around 8 p.m. Now let's take a look at some current temperatures. So this is what we're seeing throughout the province. Buffalo, Narrows, and Stony Rapids at 8 degrees. Spiritwood 11, Nipawin and Hudson Bay at 5 degrees. South End sitting at 4. Kindersley and Swift Current both at 15. East End 14. Yorkton 7 degrees. Estevan 15 and Wynyard 12. Now for our futurecast, we can see that system of rain moving through the province here again a little bit later on this evening. As for Regina, expecting to see some of this rain starting closer to 1 p.m. Once it does clear up, though, we are expecting to see that be completely gone by tomorrow. So a little bit more sunshine is on the way to look forward to. Now for these highs, the Battleford's at 21 degrees, Swift Current 19, Moose Jaw 23, Yorkton at 19 as well, Estevan 24 along with Weyburn. Now for our 5-day forecast. This is what we can expect to see for the coming week. Today in Regina, 22 degrees as that high and 6 tonight for the low. Tomorrow still at that 22-degree mark, but we are seeing some more sunshine, and that will be carrying on through the rest of the week as well. Wednesday getting very warm at about 26 degrees and 15 that night for the low. Thursday 25 and Friday more sunshine with 19 degrees. Over to Saskatoon now, 21 degrees today for the high, 7 tonight for the low. Tuesday, 23 and 8 for the low. Again, seeing some more sunshine throughout the week. 27 on Wednesday, 15 that night for the low. And on Thursday, 22, starting to see a couple more clouds rolling in, which brings us to Friday. 18 degrees for that high, but we will be seeing that precipitation return. Some more rain is on the way. Again, though, beautiful temperatures, 18 for that high and 7 that night as the low. Innovation Week is officially underway to celebrate the ideas shaping Saskatchewan's future. Joining me to discuss the highlights is Danny Warwick, Executive Director and Marketing and Communications. Good morning, Danny.
Good morning.
Let's start off with a little overview on what this week holds.
Oh my gosh, so Innovation Week in Saskatchewan is completely jam-packed this year. We're talking 20 organizations involved in Regina, Saskatoon, and across Saskatchewan. It's going to be an exciting time, and actually it kicks off in just a few minutes in both of the research and technology parks in Regina and Saskatoon, with breakfasts in partnership with CoLabs and Cultivator powered by Connexus. These are organizations that support tech startups in the province, and so we're going to be hearing from some of their founders. We're also partnering with the University of Regina on a mixer where people can hear from researchers at the U of R on the cool work they are doing, and from the COO of IQ Metrics, which is one of the biggest IT firms in the province. In addition, there are these incredible tours. I cannot say enough about these. I get so excited every year. Inside Innovation Tours are a chance to go behind the scenes at places that you can rarely get access to as a member of the public. You get to kind of pretend you're a reporter.
All right, well, really exciting things ahead then in just a couple minutes, as you had mentioned. What can people experience when they attend?
Yeah, well, they certainly can join any event, but the Inside Innovation Tours are a real treat. There are 30 tours among those 20 organizations. And just to give you a few examples, the PTRC Energy Innovation Hub is opening its doors in Regina. You can see technology for the energy sector you won't see anywhere else. STARS Air Ambulance is involved as well. Both hangars, you can visit the hangars and see the work they're doing to innovate in critical care. We've got one of the largest tech employers in the province involved, and you can see the microchips that they work and develop that are in your phone right now, in your laptop, in your vehicles. They are leaders when it comes to microchip development. As well, there's the Canadian Light Source. This is a behemoth of a facility in Saskatoon and Canada's only synchrotron. But there is one thing, people are probably wondering why there's rotten apples on the table.
Yeah.
Okanagan Specialty Fruit, despite the name, their research and development center is in Saskatoon at our R&T park. And they've developed non-browning apples. So if you look to the left here, this is a regular Pink Lady apple you would get from the grocery store, maybe find in your couch cushions if your kid dropped one. On the right are the produced apples by Okanagan Specialty Fruit. They removed the enzyme that browns apples. So these were both left out, not freeze-dried or anything like that. And you can see they're totally white. And that allows them to package them completely sliced. And that is an innovation from Saskatoon. And they'll be selling them hopefully across Canada soon.
Incredible. And a little sneak peek as to what you can expect here this week. If somebody's looking to be a part of it, how can they do that?
They can go to innovationweeksk.ca and sign up for all the tours. Do it. It's super inspiring.
All right, Danny, thank you so much for being here with me this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Belongs to me.
We do not kneel.
Our only chance is to face this together.
The cast of Mortal Kombat 2 says they stayed together even after filming concluded, at least online.
We started this nearly 2 years ago, I think it was. Yeah. And we had a group WhatsApp when we first started the film, and we still have that same WhatsApp.
Super active until now.
Every week there's someone posting something throughout the whole thing. So it's been
sending funny videos.
For sure. Yeah.
Look at me now!
People are still looking at Adolescence. The Netflix drama capped a year of accolades by topping the BAFTA TV Awards, winning Best Limited Drama and acting honors for Stephen Graham, Christine Tremarco, and Owen Cooper.
Whoa.
We need some water.
I need a martini.
It's a good time to be Stanley Tucci. He's topping the box office in The Devil Wears Prada 2, and his show Tucci in Italy is back as the actor explores Naples, Sardinia, Sicily, and more. Season 2 of Tucci in Italy just debuted on National Geographic. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
All right, should we eat?
Monday, it's time to play Why Do We Say That, where we learn the common reason behind some of the sayings that we say. Today's is, why do we say a king's ransom? Now, before we go around the horn here, let's throw things out on location to Mike Siona for his guess. Mike?
Well, that's an easy one. King's ransom. I mean, if you're going to hold someone hostage, you want someone with a ton of money. So the king's ransom, truly exactly that. You want the high target, a lot of money to get the king's ransom.
A lot of truth behind that, JD. What do you think?
Yeah, I think this one's pretty straightforward, right? King's ransom, a lot of money, because that's what it would take to pay for a king's ransom.
Got to pay your taxes. Yeah, you got to pay your taxes back in the day. Janelle, anything different?
I agree. Yeah.
Feel the same? Okay, let's throw things over to Noel at the university and see why we say a king's ransom.
Well, in medieval battles, the king would often fight alongside the troops and would be at the head of the battle, leading troops into battle. Killing the king was certainly an option, but in fact, capturing the king and holding the king for ransom was probably a much better option, because the king is valuable. The king is worth money. An example, King Richard I, Richard the Lionheart, was actually coming home from one of the Crusades in 1192, and he was kidnapped by one of his enemies while he was on the road. And his ransom was set at 100,000 pounds of silver. So that gives you some idea. That was actually more silver than existed in England at the time. So a king's ransom, you know, is a good metaphor for something that is, you know, costs an astonishing amount, like a tank of gas.
Astonishing amount. Yes, that is very apropos.
Correct.
Okay, well, that makes a lot more sense now. We thought a lot of money.
Yeah.
We didn't think about the king himself.
That's right.
Being
Makes
held
you think.
ransom.
Yeah.
That's why we say that.
The one to make you stop, the icing on your cake, the cherry on the top. It's heaven in my heart, and we could find you some space.
Hello, and thanks for joining us here inside the SportsCenter newsroom. I'm Laura Dyken. It is time to reveal our must-see moment from Sunday. For that, let's head to Dodger Stadium. LA hosting the Braves, and here in the sixth, it's Max Muncy sending one high, sending one deep, and look at Eli White making the grab, but boy, did he pay for it afterwards. The slow-mo making it look even worse. Yikes. Jay Onrait would say that's using your face. White definitely earned our must-see moment from Sunday. Well, tonight on TSN, the NBA playoffs continue. We've got the Pistons and Cavs in the early game, while the Lakers will try to avoid a thunder sweep in the late game. Coverage starts at 7 Central. And that does it for us here inside the SportsCenter newsroom. Have a great rest of the day.
Millions of moms celebrated on this Mother's Day weekend, and this morning we're hearing from one mom who is attempting to build something for her special needs son that can be enjoyed by children of all ages.
Here's ABC's Danny New.
I
don't know how many movies are more beloved than It's a Wonderful Life.
You can do hard things. My name is Bedford.
But a child who's named after the film's setting, Bedford Falls, is coming pretty close.
How old are you, buddy?
3.
You're 3. His name is Bedford, and over the past year...
It's okay. Pull up.
He has been winning over the hearts of millions online as he fights through a rare condition. You can hear his mother, Holly, encouraging him at a playground near their Illinois home.
I know some people might disagree to try to teach tenacity and grit to your 3-year-old, but he has risen to the challenge.
At 15 months old, Bedford was diagnosed with Schwartz-Jampel syndrome, which is super rare, like only about 150 reported cases rare. As his father, Jesse, describes the symptoms,
if you think about how your muscles feel when you're like lifting weights, that's how he feels in all muscles in his entire body at all times.
Got it?
But their lives changed forever when Holly posted this video last May and shared how she wished more playgrounds were accessible for Bedford. Suddenly, she got the attention of a nonprofit that works in building accessible playgrounds called Unlimited Play.
And so I kind of jokingly was like, I'm going to figure out how to build a playground.
Well, 12 months later, thanks to the way Bedford has inspired so many people online, they have now raised about $500,000 to build an accessible playground, sport court, and pavilion at Bedford's new school.
You're welcome, bud.
In fact, a few weeks ago, they even broke ground, and Bedford, of course, swung by to fist bump and thank the construction workers.
Life is hard. But life is also wonderful, and Bedford's name has come to fruition over and over again.
So there's still fundraising for the pavilion, but their hope is to open everything by summer. And that school is preschool through 12th grade, so Bedford and his classmates should be able to enjoy it for a long time. In New York, for ABC News, I'm Danny New. Well, thank you to all the mothers out there doing some inspiring things.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
I hope that there's more accessible places for him to play. Let's get over to our sidebar. One thing I know about Janelle is she loves to hike, so this one's for you.
All right, well, here's some outfit inspiration if you are heading out on a hike.
And some of y'all need more whimsy.
Are you ready, princess?
You gotta be more whimsical. Okay? Do something silly.
She's keeping the hat on.
This is my kind of hike. You can forget the rugged hiking gear. This little girl is pretty in pink. Her family was hiking in Alaska, and that didn't stop her from looking fabulous. From her tutu dress to her princess hat, she's rocking her own unique hiking outfit like a queen.
This must be about a year old, because I don't think they're hiking in Alaska just yet, are they?
Maybe not.
I see lots of bobby pins holding that hat on.
I was wondering.
It's windy
myself.
up there.
Oh, goodness. In contrast, this kid takes clothing rules very seriously. Mom said no shoes in the house. Apparently that applies to the pink doll.
Aww.
Oh, very good.
Yep. Everything has its place.
Yep.
JD, what about you?
All right. Now, perhaps the only way it is acceptable to wear shoes inside the house is if you are breaking in a brand new pair.
Come. Come.
I didn't even plan that.
Yeah, this guy's excited about his new kicks.
Aw, he's so cute.
I didn't even plan to have Jeremy read the dog in boots story.
Yeah.
That's so perfect.
Jeremy, how do you feel about
Boots,
it?
they have their place.
He looks happy.
Boots actually have a purpose, and this dog doesn't seem to mind.
He looks so happy. All right, let's show off the wayward bird catching people off guard in Wisconsin.
Oof.
I woke up one morning and just all of a sudden saw that big massive bird next door up on top of that roof, just looking up in the air, and it was just humongous. It's something I've never seen before.
I wonder if they could have found a bigger mic to put on that guy's sweater. Did you see that thing? It had its own area code. They've seen marabou stork around there. It's a native of Africa, not Wisconsin. He's probably just stopping in for some cheese.
Man.
Authorities now try to track it down, find somewhere for it to live.
I think that's scary.
Is it?
I think it
me
is.
too.
I don't like that.
Too big.
Well, I hope the rain goes away. I'm not a big fan of that. Unless you're in the southwest corner of the province and you need it. We don't necessarily need it here. We don't need it here.
Yeah.
Thanks so
far.
much for being with us. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning for more Your Morning Saskatchewan.